Hello and welcome to the 2021 Teaching Awards. I'm delighted that tonight we can recognise and celebrate the contributions of our amazing academic and support staff at the University of Exeter. I'm Penny, I'm VP Education for the Students' Guild this year, 2020-2021. This evening, we are announcing the results of the super panel. So all of the shortlisted staff members of each awards are winners at college level. We'd also like to extend our congratulations to all staff nominated in the awards this year. It's been wonderful to read such inspirational nominations. All 2020 winners and shortlisted staff members this year have received a VIP box of goodies. We hope you're enjoying them. Send us a picture on social media at Exeter Guild using the hashtag #XTeachingAwards. Now I'll hand over to Cara.
Thank you, Penny. I'm Cara and I'm the 2020/2021 President Exeter for the Students' Union in Cornwall. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us for this digital ceremony, and I'm really excited for what we've got in store for you tonight. It's been really fantastic this year to see the response that we've had to the awards. We've had an amazing 863 nominations, all of which are testament to the positive impact staff have had on students in what has been a really challenging year. So a huge thank you to everyone who took the time to place a nomination. I'm going to hand over now to Professor Tim Quine, who's the Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Education, to say a few words. So good evening, Tim.
Good evening, Cara. Good evening, Penny. Thanks very much. And good evening, everyone. As Deputy Vice-Chancellor responsible for education, it's my absolute pleasure to welcome you all to the Teaching Awards celebration. It's always a high point of the year. And what a year this has been. Literally like no other any of us have experienced. The only way to start is with huge thanks from me personally and on behalf of the university to our entire community for all you've done to engage in learning and to enable learning to continue throughout the year. That's really the essence of excellent teaching. The Teaching Awards are a great celebration of what we've described as an international learning community of staff and students in the education strategy, and of the partnership working that is a feature of the way that our academic departments and student representatives of the Guild and Student Union work together, and we value so highly. The Teaching Awards have been running for more than 10 years now, and every year they attract inspiring nominations, as Cara just said, from student representatives that describe really eloquently the true commitment, excellence and innovation demonstrated by educators across the institution, for which I'm deeply thankful and always hugely impressed. I think this year it's especially important to have these awards at this time of the year so that we can take a moment to take a breath, to look back on the year and reflect on everything that you've all achieved through the last year. Academic colleagues have honed new pedagogic approaches and coped with the most rapid immersion into blended and, in most cases, ultimately online learning, and often juggling homeschooling and caring alongside the demands of the day job. And in the Zoom chat just now, there's quite a lot of comments about the need to be about to put small children to bed. So, that home working and juggling is still continuing even right now during the awards. Our professional service colleagues have provided continuous and often hidden support in the hubs, in LE, on campus, in COVID testing and accommodation, just to name a few examples. And our students have adjusted to the new learning environment and remained engaged with their studies. And the results released last week are testament to the high academic level that's been achieved despite the challenges and the disconnect that COVID's created. So huge congratulations to everybody. I have to say that the whole community has gone the extra mile again and again in a year of innovation, creativity, commitment, resilience and grit. So please do, take a moment, take a deep breath and just reflect on and be really proud of everything that you've all achieved. In closing, I want to pay tribute to all the student representatives and especially to Cara and Penny, who have consistently ensured that the diversity of student voices are heard with respect to teaching and learning. And that's been so important this year because the diversity of student experience has been so large. And I also want to take the opportunity to recognise the work of the wider sabbatical teams this year. Sunday, Amelia, Ruby, Charlotte, Liv and Ben, who've all worked brilliantly in partnership with us to help us to do our best for students across the spectrum of academic life and wider experience. So finally, thanks again to all the students who've nominated colleagues, and thanks and huge congratulations to colleagues who've been nominated, to those shortlisted, and to those who've won the prestigious awards. You are all absolute stars. So thanks for all you've done. I hope you will enjoy the rest of the evening, and when the opportunity arises, some time for rest, relaxation and recuperation. Thanks again, and over to Penny.
Thank you. Yeah, thank God I managed to unmute myself. It's such a common thing for the past year or so, isn't it? Unmuting yourself before speaking on the Zoom call. Anyway, before we start the main awards, I'd like to say that the super panel for judging thought it was important to note the quality of nominations received this year across all categories, and in particular the theme of pastoral support came across in large number of nominations. Thank you to all students who took the time to write a nomination. We really appreciate the effort that you've taken to share your stories of the positive impact staff have had on your time at Exeter. Now I'm going to introduce the first award without any further ado. Our first award tonight is Outstanding Teaching. This award recognizes excellence in teaching by professors, lecturers, or graduate teaching assistants, and in particular this year to recognize the adaptable ways that teaching has continued through multiple lockdowns, challenges of working from home, and even the added challenge of homeschooling. Many academics have had to adapt their support and methods at very short notice to ensure the student educational experience continued despite everything going on. So I'm going to read out a short extract from the nominations for each of the shortlisted nominees. So the shortlisted nominees are Nikki Thomas. During tutorials, I learned how to make presentations and share my opinion on different topics. I was never uncomfortable during tutorials. There was no pressure, and I was never scared to answer any question, even though I would sometimes give the wrong answer. Dr. Jude Meakin. It truly felt like she's gone above and beyond with all the resources and all the time and effort that had gone into making this module a positive experience considering all the COVID restrictions. It was a module I had really thoroughly enjoyed, and it felt like Jude really cared about the module and their students taking it. Next up, we have Dr. Khulud Aliyaha. When teaching computability and complexity, they continually encourage students to speak up and interact in the tutorials. During the tutorials, they mix students into different breakout groups throughout the session. They called for feedback from the group and called on specific students. Consequently, they drew out questions and points from students, and addressing those helped and enlightened me. Next up, we have Dr. Thomas Rowland. The time and effort Tom has put into this course is amazing, and we can't thank him enough. He has gone above and beyond with content and help for the 2 assessments, providing extra sessions during the Easter holidays, and providing tips and reassurance on how to give good online group presentation. I cannot think of anyone who deserves to get a teaching award more. Next up, we have Dr. Ellen Wiles. I am not just in awe of her on the human side, but professionally, her profile is remarkable. She knows her stuff, and as a student, I have improved based on her guidance, using sensory details to accentuate my writing. I am a better writer today because of how much influence Ellen Wiles has on me without even sharing a room with her. Teresa Sullivan. She is just all-round amazing as a teacher, always very patient and understanding with each and every student. She genuinely cares for her students and never hesitates to give them a hand when they're struggling with something. She is also always open to questions and answers them very patiently and with a level of understanding of where student is coming from, which is really nice of her. Amazing educator! Exclamation mark. Next we have Dr. Kate Ellicott. Kate Ellicott has been the most incredible lecturer as the co-lead of a new neuroendocrinology module. She made the biggest effort in our weekly seminars, despite it being online and hard, spent an incredible amount of time perfecting lecture slides and always willing to email us and help us whenever we needed. It made my year so enjoyable and I loved our seminars. We all had our cameras on. We usually went overtime and learned a great deal too. Super appreciative of her. Next up is Dr. Jörg Ehmann. He is extremely passionate and I always learn more than I thought possible with Jörg. He clearly cares about every student and does not pressure people but pushes you to do your best. He is the one doctor teacher that I can credit any success in the latter years of medical school to and will always remember. I aspire to be like Jörg in the future. That's such a nice comment, isn't it? Dinah Warren. Dinah always had time for her students and cares about us as individuals, always remembering particular bits of information that makes us feel as if she has our personal best interests at heart. Especially this year when we could have felt particularly isolated, Dinah has kept us connected to the university and supported throughout, as if she had been teaching remotely for years. Next up, we have Professor Sally Troudy. In a critical time such as this year, Professor Sally Troudy went beyond the limit in supporting us academically and emotionally. He organized weekly tutorial seminars for his students. He is always motivating, encouraging, positive, and guides us with constructive feedback. He has love and passion for teaching and always gives his time and devotion for his students. Moreover, he brings us together as a community via his doctoral research forum, a forum of exchange of knowledge and support. He is very inclusive and welcoming, always to clear any doubt or questions. Next up is Professor Isabel Engeli. This year, Isabel Engeli has gone above and beyond by providing a high standard of online teaching throughout the year. Firstly, she has adapted her Ellie page better than any of my other lecturers have. It is very well laid out, very clear and easy to use. Proficient use of Zoom meant that the seminars were as participatory and engaging as they would have been in person. With excellent use of screen sharing and breakout rooms, the seminars were not one-way lectures as with some other modules. Then we have Dr. Christine Bignell. She did everything in her power to make sure that I would be able to accomplish anything despite my disability, which I will always be thankful for. In every seminar, she gives her absolute all, being enthusiastic about every topic and making it enjoyable for everyone. She makes sure nobody ever thought their questions were stupid and would always ensure that everyone was okay. She does her utmost for every student and she deserves this award completely. And the final shortlisted nominee is Dr. James Muldoon. James has been an excellent lecturer, seminar leader this year, especially under the circumstances. He made the lectures and seminars very interesting and engaging, which was obviously hard to do virtually as people are inevitably less willing to engage. As well as this, he understood that doing uni virtually is difficult, so always ensure that the preparation and reading we had to do before classes was not too strenuous. Okay, for outstanding teaching, the super panel decided on 2 winners due to the exceptional nominations received, and I'm going to announce them one by one. So the first winner is, drum roll please, Christine Bignell. Congratulations, Christine. Would you like to say a few words?
Okay, well, I'm a bit shocked. I certainly would. Thank you so much. I mean, all of these, the things that you've said about all of these people, it really is actually genuinely humbling to be among all of you. And well, what a field. Yeah, I think care and passion just comes across all of you, and how wonderful. And thank you. that's very sweet of you. I'm very grateful, and I'm honoured actually. So I actually didn't expect that. So I was just delighted to be included in the shortlist. So thank you, and congratulations to colleagues, because quite frankly, we've all been amazing. So and I have many colleagues in the law school, so I'm in the law department, but I have many colleagues who are just stunningly good, and I'm so proud of them as well. So yeah, thank you. That's really good of you.
Thank you so much, and absolutely thoroughly deserved, Christine. Thank you. But we have a second winner, and our second winner is Thomas Rowland. Congratulations, Thomas. Are you here with us to give a speech?
Yeah. Thanks very much. Yeah, just to echo what Christine said, really. I think this has been an extraordinary year, and everyone's, not just the nominees, but everyone behind them as well, the technical staff, the education committees and all the department have all pulled together to keep us all sane and allow us to do our jobs really in many ways. But I think it's also really important to acknowledge our students as well. I mean, good teaching doesn't happen without good students, and I've been blown away this year by all of our students' willingness to adapt, to be patient when we make mistakes, as I'm sure many of us have numerous times this year. And they've just been really enthusiastic. It's been a real joy to adapt our teaching methods to go online. Some things have worked and some things haven't, but I think as a collective, we've done amazingly well. And I think we've learned a lot this year that we'll take forward and make the university an even better place to learn and study for a degree. Thanks very much.
Thank you. That was an amazing acceptance speech. And now over to Cara for the winner of Outstanding Research Support Award.
Thank you, Penny. Yes, so I'm going to present the nominees and the winners of the Outstanding Research Support Award. So this is to recognise supervisors who can work at every level, from undergraduate support for projects and dissertations to taught postgraduate research activity, and of course the incredibly important support that is given to PhD students for their research thesis, where often the supervisor relationship can make or break a PhD. The pandemic has created problems outside of any research planning, and the additional networks and contact given this year has been set out in many of the nominations. So as Penny did, I want to, just before I announce them, congratulate all of the nominees and thank them for their great support for our students' research this year. The panel felt that all the entries here were very strong. So yet again, we have 2 winners. We have a winner from the Devon campuses and we have a winner from the Cornwall campuses. And again, I'm going to read an extract from each nomination. And I think it's worth mentioning that we are just reading small extracts. All of our nominees across all the categories received long nominations and in many cases multiple nominations, which is testament to the amazing work that they have been doing. So without further ado, the shortlisted nominees for Outstanding Research Support are Dr. Graham Perkins. I've been fortunate enough to have Dr. Graham Perkins as my tutor, supervisor and lecturer for this year. Graham's skill in making you feel achievement is possible, together with advice and encouragement, pervades beyond the world of study. In a year when most people's status quo has been affected, he provides an aura of calm and confidence in your ability. He makes you believe in yourself because he believes in you. Our next nomination is for Dr. Stefan Seeger. I cannot forget the support which I received from Stefan Seeger. He went above and beyond and sacrificed precious hours to listen to me, provide constructive feedback, and helped me grow tremendously, to the point I am able to confidently undertake a project in a field which I knew little about. I salute his dedication, patience, and commitment. This is what teaching is. Professor Dave Phillips. Dave has gone above and beyond in the supervision of my PhD. Arriving at a position during the pandemic, he helped me feel welcome and as a part of the team from day one. His explanations are second to none, and whilst he's very busy with his own work, always makes time for those he supervises. Dave is a kind man who is generous with his time. Dave values diversity and always welcomes fresh ideas from students of any abilities. Dr. Bob Bruin. Bob has provided a level of support with my master's dissertation project that I never anticipated. I've been working for some time on a research project that sits well within Bob's discipline, and the support and insight that he has provided has made the research and writing process, which is usually a very unnerving period, an extremely exciting, motivating, and genuinely pleasurable experience. Dr. Brian Brown. I would like to nominate Dr. Brian Brown for Outstanding Research Support. Even before I was formally accepted by the University of Exeter, Brian showed curiosity, encouragement, and gentle critique of my research proposal. In his first year of my PhD, Brian's insight and careful attention to my work is helping me to make rapid progress. He has such a collaborative approach. Although he is streets ahead of me academically, I feel treated as a co-scholar rather than as a novice. Kelly Louise Priest. Kelly is an incredibly dedicated and passionate about her role in the doctoral college. She goes above and beyond in so many ways to support PGRs in their studies. She has personally helped me to feel part of the research community at Exeter when before I felt very isolated. During the darkest times of my PhD journey, Kelly has been there to provide support and guidance. She no doubt helps many PGRs, not just me, feel like academia is a place where they belong. Dr. Alex Clark. As my supervisor for my final year research project, Dr. Clark not only provided endless support and encouragement for my dissertation, but also beyond. I could not have asked for a better dissertation supervisor. I have loved every second of my final year research project, and I could not have done it without his constant support. His commitment to science and enriching student learning has resulted in the best grades I've achieved throughout my entire degree. But more importantly, I now have a direction I want to take my career and have discovered a passion I want to pursue. And the final nominee is Dr. Christina Phillips. Dr. Phillips was my advisor during the MA programme. She was always available and she supported me to work through a very stressful time in the face of exceptional circumstances. Apart from the moral support, Dr. Phillips' feedback immensely contributed to the success of my dissertation. She always challenged my thinking and invited me to have my own opinion. It is because of her relentless support and valuable feedback that I graduated with distinction. Well, all those nominations were really wonderful. As I said, we have two winners, one from Cornwall and one from Devon. So I'm pleased to first of all announce the winner from the Cornwall campuses. And the winner from Cornwall is Bob Bruin. Congratulations. Would you like to say a few words?
Wow, that's amazing. I'm blown away. I guess firstly, thank all the students that nominated me. The nominations were so touching. I mean, it really makes the job worthwhile when you hear nice comments back from your students like that. I mean, it's especially considering it's been such a difficult year. A lot of students had to change their projects at the very last minute with issues around field work, and they've adapted and really been amazing. All the other academics in my department as well have been fantastic. I haven't been in this job very long. They've supported me, and certainly our dissertation module leader Catherine Lashon's been amazing, providing a clear direction and feedback to academics and students throughout. I'd also like to thank, I guess, the Student Guild for putting on this award, and once again, thanks to all the students. I've really enjoyed working with you on your dissertation projects this year. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. It was a really exceptional nomination, and congratulations once again. Our second winner from the Devon campuses this time is Dr. Alex Clark. Now, unfortunately, Alex can't be with us this evening, so I just want to reiterate a huge congratulations and thanks in place of Alex's acceptance speech. The nominations were amazing, and it was really hard for the panel to decide on the two winners, but both are thoroughly deserving. So thank you and congratulations once again. I'm going to now hand back to Penny for the Outstanding Pastoral Care Award.
Thank you, Cara. A great educational experience doesn't end with teaching and research. The pastoral care which students receive through personal tutors, mentors, wellbeing services and other academic support, which helps with general skills to one side of the specific content given in teaching. This was a hard category to narrow down, and the super panel have picked 3 winners for this award. But I'm going to tell you the stories sent to us about the shortlisted nominees first. So the shortlisted nominees are, first of all, Dr. Sebastian Krifgans. Sebastian has been my personal tutor throughout my entire degree, and he was always helpful in solving any issue that I encountered. Throughout my degree, Sebastian sent regular check-in emails, was always very quick to respond and organise meetings flexibly. He has been an exceptional tutor and really enhanced my experience as a University of Exeter student. Next up, we have Dr. Konstantin Malnochev. In a time where many of us felt isolated, far from home, and far from hope at the height of the pandemic, Costa went to every length to make sure all of us in the business school still felt included and connected. Costa well and truly deserves this award for all his time and effort that he has put aside for not only weekly events, but also answering any queries pertaining to pastoral care and academic matters at the drop of a hat. Next up, we have Professor Jeffrey Nash. I simply would not have made it through my final year of university without the support of Jeff. He arranged socially distanced outdoor coffee meetups when we have been allowed for an informal chat and to discuss any worries we had. He replies to any query, no matter big or small, almost instantaneously, regardless of holidays, and is always happy to meet with you to discuss anything. He goes above and beyond for each and every natural science student, and I have felt so supported by him throughout my degree, but particularly throughout the pandemic. That was a lovely nomination, wasn't it? Next up, we have Dr. Catherine Ashbulby. Kat sincerely cares about not only her own students, but all students. She has set up a wellbeing group so that this group can help all other Exeter psychology students. In our meetings, Kat listens to everyone and takes on board what is being said. She makes people feel important and empowered. She is a truly amazing tutor and a human being who cares about her students. I would not have got through uni this year without the support, encouragement, kindness, and care that Kat has given me. Because of Kat, I still have a brighter future to look forward to. The next nomination is for Dr. Jo Esra. In an exceptional year, Jo has been a true star for myself and many other first-year students. Like many other first-year students, my first year has been a unique, challenging, and at points uncertain, stressful, and overwhelming experience. Jo has gone above and beyond to make me feel welcomed, accommodated, and settled, both in my academic and personal introduction to the university experience. I cannot express just how grateful I am for her support this year. She has given me the accommodating, accessible, and simply exceptional university experience I could never have imagined as a disabled student. Jo is an absolute star and a real treasure to the department. I could not thank her enough. The next shortlisted nominee is Hannah Abrahat. All throughout the pandemic, Hannah, along with support staff, have kept the student fatigue support group going, and it's literally been a lifeline. She has hosted coffee mornings, psychological and well-being sessions, guest visitors, and also took it upon herself to help me personally when I was really struggling with my mental health, with my health and my disabled student allowance application. She spent hours and hours of her own time making sure I was okay and got the help and support I deserve. Now, that's going beyond the job to make a real difference. That's a direct quote from the nomination. The next nominee is Dr. Claire Gallon. Claire has shown significant support, provided advice, worked with me to ensure my needs have been met, and gone above and beyond for a tutor. I personally believe, had I not had her there for her wealth of advice and knowledge guidance, there was a strong possibility I would have given up education. For these reasons and many more, I personally feel Claire deserves recognition for everything she has done for me, and I'm sure for many of the students also. Without Claire, I would not be this close to completing my dream of attaining a degree, and all I can say is thank you so much. The next nominee is Dr. Hannah Welters. Dr. Hannah Welters has been a fantastic and supportive academic tutor. She is very fast to respond to all of us and arranges meetings at that hour if there is a problem. She listens very carefully, and most importantly, we are all able to talk to her easily and comfortably, as she has this non-judgmental approach that puts us at ease. She is the ideal tutor, and words are not enough to express our gratitude to her. We are all very fortunate to be her tutees. Our group would be extremely delighted if we see Hannah receive some sort of recognition of an award for all the dedication and support she has given us throughout these 2 years. Next, we have Dr. Joelle Kruger. From our very first meeting as a collective tutor group over Teams, Joelle put an emphasis on how important it is to take care of our mental well-being and take time for self-care as we begin to navigate university life. From the outset, Joelle put an emphasis on how important our mental health was, and when it came down to, he played an active role in ensuring that when things were tough, there was suitable support available. Additionally, Joel is a lecturer for one of my modules and has a segment on our Ellie page dedicated to mental health and what we can do to take care of ourselves. He has been a magnificent support system from day one. Those were incredible nominations, weren't they? And I was really moved when I read through all of the nominations for that particular category. But of course, without further ado, I'm going to announce the winners one by one. The first winner for Outstanding Pastoral Care goes to Konstantin Manuchev. Congratulations!
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's such an honor. I'd like to just take a moment and thank the amazing student body at the Penryn Business School and my amazing colleagues also at the Penryn Business School. And I'm reminded of the words of philosopher Paulo Freire, who says that education is the practice of freedom. So we have a rewarding and responsible vocation. But I feel very lucky because I'm part of a community who make the exceptional happen every day. So thank you so much.
That was a beautiful acceptance speech. Congratulations again. But we have two more winners for this category to announce. Because of the quality of the nominations, we found it really difficult to narrow it down to just one winner. So we decided to have three winners. So the second winner is Catherine Ashbooby. Welcome. Well done. Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. That's amazing. I don't know if I can follow that speech with a quote that I haven't got ready, but that was, it's really amazing. The student, I started the role really recently, and the students have all been so impressive and so resilient, coping in such an unusual time. And particularly for like this nomination, that my student who nominated me is going through a really difficult time, and that she took the time to thank me. I was like really touched by it. I cried reading my nomination. It was so kind of her. So yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. And the final winner, the third winner of this category is Professor Jeffrey Nash. Congratulations. Unfortunately, Jeff can't be with us this evening, but we'd like to say again, congratulations to him. And I'm sure he'd be really happy to find out that he's won this award. So, if you know Jeff, drop him an email and we will do that at the end of this ceremony as well. And now,
you sound okay. I'm so nervous.
Okay, now back to Cara for the final award tonight, Outstanding Performance.
Thank you. It's a real joy to be presenting these awards and reading out all the nominations. Actually made me feel a bit emotional, that last category. But unfortunately we have come on to the last award. But you'll be pleased to hear that again we have picked three winners for the Outstanding Performance Award from three different campuses. And this award is for inspirational colleagues who have gone the extra mile this year in one or more of our other categories. These nominations emphasise the dedication, care and passion shown by our community day in, day out, and we're delighted to award three winners tonight. The panel has had a hard job picking just three, as all the nominations truly were outstanding. So I'd like to again extend congratulations and thanks to every nominated staff member. So some of the extracts from the nominations are a little longer here, just because we wanted to really show how incredible these performances have been. And the shortlisted, without further ado, the shortlisted nominees are Karen Insignes Gomez. In my opinion, Karen deserves to be recognised for her efforts and outstanding performance as a teacher and supporter. Throughout the modules, she ensured that students would reach their full potential and come out of their shell, which was particularly challenging this year as all the classes were digital. I had the luck to experience her teaching face-to-face while also online, and despite the difficulties during this uncertain time, she remained professional and kept trying to motivate the class to do their best. What has really set her apart from most teachers was her emergent leadership, her ability to dip in and out of her role and create a safe space where students like me were able to feel at ease and to freely discuss ideas that even went beyond the curriculum. And our next nominee is Professor Tim Harries. I nominate Tim Harries for the Outstanding Performance Award. Throughout the year, Tim has gone above and beyond in his roles, both as lecturer and as head of physics and astronomy. As a lecturer in the PHYM 006 module, Tim has managed to transition to blended learning in an excellent manner, delivering exceptional online content that has allowed me and other students to develop a deep understanding of many incredibly complex topics. Professor Harries has managed to deliver this excellent content alongside his role as the head of physics and astronomy. In this crucial role, Tim has succeeded in successfully transitioning the department to the new way of working. Through a somewhat tumultuous time, Tim has ensured that students were informed and aware of the decisions being made about exams and content delivery. Dr. Sarah Jackman. Dr. Sarah Jackman, I believe, has truly gone above and beyond to ensure that the pandemic has little effect on our ability to learn as students. Her lectures are extremely informative and easy to understand, even with her module being one of the toughest. She always gives practice questions to ensure our learning as we go, as well as having a Padlet site which she is excellent at responding to. As well as this, she is always open for feedback and often encourages us to give her some, and she always listens to our responses and puts them into practice. Her seminars are really interactive, even on Zoom, and have made her module extremely enjoyable. Professor Danielle Hipkins. Since my first year at university, Danielle has been a huge support and inspiration, and I know that I'm not alone in this. Her kindness and warm nature consistently go above and beyond, and I cannot imagine anyone more deserving of this award. Beyond classes, she constantly goes the extra mile to encourage students who are interested in the subject area, with numerous film showings, guest speakers, and extra recommendations. Of my 4 years at university, it is Danielle's classes that I will forever have fond memories of, and it is difficult to put into words just how incredible she is. She is inspirational, selfless, and kind, and I do not know of a single person who has not found a figure of immense support and strength in Danielle. Anyone who has been lucky enough to have been taught by her will understand that she deserves this award more than anyone. Professor Christopher Allerfeld. Christopher has been an exceptional lecturer this year, who has managed to ride through the difficulties of technology and teaching online to provide perhaps the best course I have experienced so far of my degree. His attitude to teaching makes lectures all the more enjoyable. As a class, we could ask questions and not worry about interrupting, and a much more relaxed environment for digesting some quite difficult content. Marie Newt. We are always so happy to see it as Marie as our LSRC digital support. Although the whole team is great, Marie goes above and beyond to make LSRC a safe and enjoyable learning experience. Marie consistently comes to sessions with an infectiously positive attitude. She always responds to comments in the chat, often giving support after you get a question wrong or thanking people for their contributions. I would always feel comfortable reaching out to her by email if I had any questions. Dr. Maisha Reza. Her teaching has been fantastic and she has shown great pastoral care to Year 2 students. She has always provided motivation through her scheduled emails on Ellie throughout the year. We think Maisha deserves recognition of her hard work this year, taking on the new roles, including equality roles for BAME, in which she has implemented great diversity events in CMH. Generally, she has been so supportive to the entire MedSci Year 2 cohort. We thank her for all her hard work and support throughout the struggles during this year. Dr. Katie Natanel. Katie is a truly outstanding human being. She is an activist, a mentor, a teacher, a researcher, and a friend, and an integral and inspiring member of the Institute of Arabic and Islamic Studies staff. She goes above and beyond for everyone. She is an active advocate for justice, for peace, and for equality, and she lives this every day. She has been a very visible and active member of IAIS since the pandemic began, galvanising support for and work on decolonisation, Black Lives Matter and anti-racism, working with students to host a regular anti-racism book club at IAIS, which is such a welcoming, educational and positive environment. And our final nomination of the night is for Dr. Sabiha Alouche. Sabiha has gone above and beyond this academic year. Her unyielding care and support for her students, alongside her continued ability to deliver passionate and heartfelt lectures, no matter how dark times got, has meant the world to me and others fortunate enough to study under her tutelage. Sabiha would never cancel a lecture, no matter how many students showed up. Even if there were only 2 of us, she would make sure she delivered the best she possibly could. She knew us by name, and in a lecture with Sabiha, you could feel reassured that your contributions were valid and meaningful. She gave her all to both our studies and our well-being this year, supporting us no matter the time or circumstance. And for that reason, I cannot recommend Sabiha for this award highly enough. So those are all our nominations. As I said, we have 3 amazing winners from this category. And without further ado, I'm going to announce the first winner, who from the St. Luke's campus is Dr. Maisha Reza. Congratulations. Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you so much. I am extremely honored and really speechless. I was really not expecting it, but I'm really grateful to be recognized by the students. So thank you to the students who nominated me, and I would really like to share this with all of the tutors from the College of Medicine and Health, because I know we've all worked extremely hard and we've all gone above and beyond this year. This has been extremely challenging, but I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate being on this blessed journey with our students, as they have shown so much resilience. It's so inspiring, and that has inspired me to keep going. So this year could not have been successful without any of our staff and students. So I'm really, really grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That was a wonderful acceptance speech, and congratulations once again. Our second winner, who this time is from the Penryn campus, is Sabiha Alouche. Congratulations, Sabiha. Would you like to say a few words?
Yeah, I didn't expect it either. This is beautiful. I think I just want to build on everything that my colleagues have said so far. I think it was a difficult year on everyone, students, colleagues. I mean, if I could dedicate, the award, obviously it will be literally for everyone, for pulling through and making it difficult. Yeah, and it's really an honor. And I want to, just very quickly, I want to send a hi to my colleague from IAIS, Katie Natanel, who's in the same category. And actually, the first time I entered UK university, she was my teacher, and I always said that I want to channel her, in everything I do. And yeah, I'll leave it there. So thank you guys.
Thank you. What a lovely acceptance speech again. Our third and final winner of the night for the Outstanding Performance Award from the Streatham campus this time is Danielle Hipkins. Congratulations, Danielle. Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, Cara. Thanks so much. And thanks to the students for this nomination. I'm really shocked and taken aback, but delighted and so honoured to be alongside these outstanding colleagues. And just, it strikes me listening to everybody tonight that, you know, the joy of education is always what we gain from other people, whether we're in the role of educator or in the role of student. And I have just spent this year really in awe of my students' enthusiasm and commitment in these circumstances, and also that it goes without saying that of my colleagues who have team taught so many modules with me and been incredibly supportive in every role really. So a big thanks to all of you.
Amazing. Thank you to all our winners. I'm handing back over to Penny now to close the night.
Thanks, Cara, and I can't believe we've reached the end of the award ceremony today, and so I'd like to say some words of thanks. Thank you to the students who took part and nominated staff for an award. Thank you for all the staff who were shortlisted and helped make the event possible. Thank you to the education business partners and associate deans of education in each college for your help with promotion and the judging stages. And lastly, thank you to everyone who has joined us. We hope you enjoy the awards as much as I have been enjoying it. Well, enjoying presenting it. Thank you so much. And this is such a lovely way for me to conclude my time in Exeter. So thank you, everyone. And I hope you have a fab evening after this. Thank you.